All right, guys, so a lot of cards have been revealed since my last review, so I want to cover those. I'm going to go in more depth on the most recent ones, and maybe the ones that have been out for a while. Maybe you guys have seen them. I'll go in a little less depth. But let's go ahead and start here with the Swine Tusk Shank, a 3-mana 2/2 rogue weapon, where after you play a poison, gain +1 durability. So this thing can gain a lot of durability, right? You got Nitro Boost. Well, what do you got? You got Deadly Poison. You got Paralytic Poison, and you also have Nitro Boost Poison. So running those 3 poisons, you can run 2 copies of each, make some sort of weapon rogue perhaps. A lot of rogue decks running, you know, the Penflinger, Heavy Cycle with Nitro Boosts, with Deadly Poisons. Maybe now you end up running Paralytic Poison. I don't think Paralytic is that good. I guess we'll go over this later, but with this weapon being there, maybe you do want to run these over the self-sharpening blade, because while the blade does gain attack, it only has that set amount of durability and will eventually get removed. But here, you know, adding Deadly, adding Nitro Boost, and maybe slotting in one Paralytic or something, you can get what is it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 durability on this. So that's pretty dang good, I think. Maybe we even get more poisons from Rogue, which would make this even better. But yeah, this seems solid to me. And maybe you end up running it over the self-sharpening sword. So pretty cool. We got Scab's Cutter Butter. I love this name, Cutter Butter. 4 mana, 3/3 with combo. The next 2 cards you play this turn cost 3 less. This is insane. You're spending 4 mana to get, well, I guess you're getting 10 mana worth of stuff, right? Of course, you got to combo this out. Maybe you just coin it on 3, and then you could play this and, for example, 2 SI 7 agents or whatever. So this is insanely good. I mean, if for some reason people run Plague Scientist, you can also get that. But yeah, getting some SI7s out for free, that would be an incredibly swingy turn. And of course, you don't have to actually play a 3-mana card. I'm just thinking of getting this thing out as soon as possible. But even, you know, hitting a Tomb Pillager later on or something like that, or maybe an Assassinate. Like, it's really, really good. You spend 4 mana and you discount 6 mana and you get the 3/3 stats. So you're getting a lot. This is a very good card. This is like a 5 out of 5. I feel, why would you not run this in a rogue deck? I'm not really sure why you wouldn't run this in a rogue deck. Even in, like, if there is a slow rogue archetype, I think you're going to run Cutter Butter. If there is a fast rogue archetype, a tempo, you're going to run Cutter Butter. So I think this is, if you're a rogue player, you probably want this. Maybe even in gold. Maybe in gold. It might be worth it. We got Overlord Sarfing. 7 mana 5/4 warrior card here with the battle cry resurrect 2 friendly frenzy minions, deal 1 damage to all other minions. Now, I don't know if there's a video to go along with this, but resing 2 frenzy minions. Let's look at the frenzy minions. So we do have Worst Song Envoy, which I guess you don't want to run that if you have this in your deck. So you probably don't run those in the same deck. But we do have Peon, not too great. Samuro, fantastic. This is so good. I think maybe if you're running Sarfang, you're pretty much just running Samuro. Barrens Blacksmith I haven't gone over this card yet, but it seems very mediocre to me personally. I think it's a little bit hard to actually get this value from this card. I feel like your opponent would just kill this. It doesn't give this itself +2/+2, just your other minions. So a little bit awkward. Maybe you can play it, proc it yourself with like a Inner Rage or something. Razor Mane Raider. This is pretty solid too. Attack a random enemy. Can go face. So maybe Sarfang, Samuro, and like some Razor Mane Raiders. I think that would be solid. So pretty good. We'll have to see the other frenzy cards we get. I'm sure we're going to get more frenzy cards that Warrior can run. But pretty excited about Sarfang because it reses the minions and does 1 damage to everything. So not only does it, you know, do 1 damage to everything, but if you have Samuro there, it's going to trigger his frenzy effect as well, and then he's still going to have rush. And if you pull the Razormane Raider, it's also going to, you know, trigger that frenzy. So it summons the frenzy minions and also triggers it, right? Unless I'm thinking of that wrong. So Sarfang seems good, but I think we need more good frenzy minions. Otherwise, this might end up being awkward if perhaps you've drawn your Sorfing but not your Samuro yet, or you've drawn your Samuro but not your Raider, and it just ends up being, yeah, weird. So, promising card. Need more Frenzy. Conviction, a Paladin spell here. Give a random friendly minion +3 attack, upgrades when you have 5 mana, so it upgrades to 2 random minions and then 3 random minions on 5 and 10 mana. So seems pretty solid, kind of like Blessing of Might, but you don't get to choose the minion. If there ends up being a wide board sort of thing, which I assume we're going to be seeing, like a dude paladin, then maybe you're running a copy or 2 of this. And then if your opponent leaves up your dudes, because maybe your dudes are hard to deal with because they got like Divine Shield and stuff, then you get to buff 3 of them, get 1 mana, 9 damage. That's solid. I mean, Paladin doesn't have anything like Savage Roar, so this seems like it might see play, and yeah, I think it seems like there is going to be an aggro Paladin that's like a dude aggro dude pally. So card seems not terrible to me. I do think we'll see it played. Cargill Battlescar, 7 mana 5/5 with the battle cry. Summon a 5/5 lookout. For each watch post you've summoned this game. Now, we haven't gone over the watch post yet, but we got the Crossroads watch post, which is a 4 mana 4/6. And then we got the Morshan watch post, a 3 mana 3/5. This card seems okay. It's kind of got a soft taunt on it. It does summon these grunts, which don't have taunt. And the other one, or this guy will summon these lookouts. So summoning these grunts seems not bad. Allows you to trade into your opponent. Your opponent's probably going to want to get rid of this if they are a board-centric thing. I'm mostly thinking about current like aggro rogue. Maybe Watch Post doesn't do too much because they're going to play a stealth minion, and you can't trade into stealth minions with the 2/2 grunts. But still, you'll be allowed to hit them in the face on your turn. So I don't know. The viability of Battlescar really comes with you wanting to run Watch Posts, wanting to run, yeah, both of these. I assume that we're not going to get more Watch Posts. I think they would have revealed them all by now. But I don't, you're probably going to run 2 of these, but does that warrant running Battlescar? I feel like you'd rather run the Watch Posts and no Battlescar because, well, if you've played one of these and then you get to play Battlescar, it's 7 mana 10/10, which is pretty good. But the condition is a bit weird. It reminds me of Alana quite a bit. And Alana was okay, but that condition was any spell over 5 mana, right? And this is, you have to have played Watch Posts, and you can only have 4 copies of Watch Posts. Maybe there's a way to draw the Watch Posts, or I don't know. It'll be interesting. I don't think the Crossroads one is very good, but I think the Morshan watch post might be played, but I don't think you run Battlescar. I don't think you want to run this. We have Zyrella, 4 mana 4/4, Priest's legendary battlecry. If you restore health this turn, deal that much damage to all enemy minions. This is really good. Using something like a flash heal to heal 5, and then playing this 5 damage to all enemy minions. Very good, right? That's a crazy combo. So I think this card's 5 out of 5. And I'm not really doing ratings yet, but I mean, I think this card is very straightforward, busted. I mean, people thought Nameless one was going to be a very good card. Didn't really see any play, but Zyrella definitely going to see play. All right. This is an amazing card. It's Priest AoE. Right now they struggle. They got what's the one that heals them and discovers? Heals 3. Like even that 5 mana 2-card combo. You heal for 3, and then you play this. It does 3 damage to everything, and it's a 4/4. That's pretty good. That's like that the Dusk Fallen. I don't know, that one dragon that does 3 damage. Dusk Breaker, whatever. This is a great card. This is great. Fantastic. I'm glad it's legendary because I do not want to see 2 of these. I do not want to have to play against 2 of these. We got Rokara, 3 mana 2/3 Rush Warrior legendary. After a friendly minion attacks and survives, give it +1/+1. So if you play this and you got some minions on the board, those minions end up hitting your opponent in the face, then they're going to get +1/+1 after, right? This itself, pretty dang bad. The rush is not very good. I assume once this attacks, it also gets the +1/+1. So you would like this to be hitting something small, like your opponent's totem or something. But Rokara doesn't seem very good to me. Maybe there ends up being some sort of aggro warrior, and this will be maybe slotted in there. I'm definitely gonna mess around with it. I don't think it's too promising though. Not at all. What this does excite me about is like how board centric Hearthstone seems to be becoming as we see more and more reveals. Like with this and the watch post, it's like the board's gonna matter. Your opponent's gonna want to deal with your board. They're getting rid of freeze mechanics too, so that's really cool. So hopefully there's a lot more fighting for board, because if you end up ignoring your warrior opponent's board, and then they play this, like, it's pretty nice, right? Pretty good. Also, maybe this would actually be insane with something that can attack multiple times. Like maybe with Warmaul? Wait, how insane is this? Wait. If you play Rokara and then you play Warmaul, because this is Ashes of Outlet, I mean, maybe there's effects like this which are just kind of insane because it attacks a lot. Well, it really depends on what you're playing, but maybe your opponent plays something that has high health, low attack, and you go Rokara, Warmaul. That's a lot. That's a lot. That's a lot of wow. Well, maybe there's other synergies like that make this good, but I don't know if it warrants playing this. But yeah, in some sort of tempo warrior, I could see this being solid. Watch post. This is the epic one, 4 mana 4/6. The stats are great, but it cannot attack. Now we don't have Sunfury Protector anymore, but we are keeping Defender of Argus, I believe. So throwing a taunt on this could be okay. Other than that, I don't know how much your opponent cares to invest resources in this. They probably will have to get rid of it if you are a tokeny deck. So maybe using the watch posts together is actually really good. Because if your opponent plays a minion, you summon a dude. If they play a spell, it buffs the dudes. And yeah, maybe watch post will be a fun little archetype to mess around with. What is kind of cool about watch post is that you could shove it in any class, really. Maybe you're like, hey, I'm going to do watch post druid, or hey, I'm going to do watch post shaman. I think that'll be fun. I'll definitely be messing around with watch post decks. So I'm glad this is a neutral package. Maybe your opponent doesn't care about this too much if they're not running a lot of spells and you can't even attack with it. That's just stuck on your board. Maybe your opponent's playing a spell deck and they don't care if you play a lot of minions for the other watch posts, which I think we'll see more Sean. But this is, but a lot of people are talking about this in Tar Creeper because, well, if you're playing against an aggro deck, they're playing a lot of minions. And when they play those minions, you get 2/2 grunts and you get those grunts to trade into them. On your turn, they should be active because your opponent plays a minion, summons the grunt. And then on your turn, it should not be asleep anymore. So pretty cool. I think we're going to see a lot more Morshan watch posts than we will the Crossroads watch post. But I will definitely be messing around with some Battlescar watch post decks. Death Speaker Blackthorn, a 7 mana 3/6 Demon Hunter, legendary here with the Battlecry summon 3 Death Rattle minions that cost 5 or less from your deck. Now, looking at Demon Hunter Death Rattle cards, I still think we really need to see more in order to support this Death Rattle package, or maybe some stronger neutral Death Rattles. But right now, I mean, summoning a Renowned Performer seems not terrible, right? That'd be pretty cool to pull this from your deck. And then the Razorfan Beastmasters, this seems pretty good as well. This card, honestly, in general, is insane. This is so good. It's drawing 3, putting them into play, right? That's so good. That is so freaking good. But the problem is, yeah, Death Rattle Demon Hunter isn't really a thing. This is an archetype they're trying to kind of flesh out. So let's look at, can we look at neutral cards here? I mean, you can pull out some flyers. Does that really warrant running flyers in your deck? I don't think so. Do we finally see Alar happening? Oh my god, wait, this pulls out Talon. Talon's pretty dang good. Wow, that would be great. Pulling out Talon, some of those other minions we went over as well. Yeah, that'd be okay. But yeah, I still think we need more Death Rattle minions revealed in order to really consider a Death Rattle Demon Hunter, but it does seem like there are pieces there. A little bit iffy right now. The card is busted, but it just needs a little more support. Barrens Blacksmith. This doesn't seem too good for me. 5 mana 3/5 with Frenzy, give your other minions +2/+2. So maybe you end up running this in some sort of Whirlwind Warrior deck where you hit your own board and then all of a sudden you can hit face, and that's great and all, because it's going to buff your board, giving them essentially I don't know, it's 2 Blessing of the Ancients or something. So pretty okay. But I don't think it's that good. It's a little bit awkward unless you're able to trigger it yourself. I guess maybe playing this with like a stick could be okay, broomstick. So put the blacksmith on a broomstick and then slapping. It might be decent. Not too excited about this card. Vengeful Spirit, Outcast, draw 2, Death Rattle Man. See, we have a lot of draw for the Death Rattles, but we don't have enough Death Rattles right now. That's kind of the problem. Death Rattle Demon Hunter would be so cool, but we do need better Death Rattles introduced. So hopefully some really good neutral Death Rattles, or just Demon Hunter specific. I would love some neutral Death Rattles, because I do enjoy Death Rattles. Plague Maw, the Rotting, 4 mana, 3/4. After friendly minion with taunt dies, summon a new copy of it without taunt. That is incredibly good. This is so good in my opinion, right? If you're going to be trading a minion in that has taunt, or maybe just hiding this behind a taunt, your opponent has to kill it over the taunt. Maybe they can't do that and becomes awkward. Getting a lot of value out of Plague Maw for sure. This seems super good to me. Super good. The stats itself, they're not very good. 4 mana, 3/4, not great. But if it gets its effect off, so good, so good. So try and line it up. And, you can kill your own taunt minion by trading it in on your turn as you play Plague Maw. So if you're running a taunt druid, which seems to be an archetype they are trying to build, which I like the concept quite a bit. That'd be fun. Speaking of taunts, Razormane Battleguard, 2 mana, 2/3. The first taunt minion you play each turn costs 2 less. So this, oh god, I'm sorry, I just slapped the mic. This is so good because it itself is not a taunt minion. So you kind of get this out immediately, and then you get to play a taunt minion. So if, maybe turn 2, you have a 2 mana taunt in your hand. You can play the Battleguard and that 2 mana taunt on the same turn. So it's essentially 0 mana 2/3 if you're running a taunt deck, but that mana discount carries on in your next turns, and this thing is going to be protected by the taunt minion now, so maybe your opponent can't kill it. So I think this is going to be an exciting card. I'm excited about some sort of mid-range taunt druid. I think that would be great. I love me some mid-range decks. We'll see if that ends up being a thing. Sigil of Silence, at the start of your next turn, silence all enemy minions. I think this seems a little bit slow. There's not a lot of things with silence though, so maybe Demon Hunter does end up running this. OTK Demon Hunter seems like it's still going to be a thing, so maybe they're running this Sigil. I think I was wrong judging the other Sigil as well, because I totally forgot about OTK Demon Hunter. So maybe this is going to be in there, So Sigil of Silence, how exciting. I don't like it. Gruff Rune Totem, 3 mana, 2/4. After you cast a nature spell, give another friendly minion +2/+2. Let's see what nature spells we have. So we do have Mark of the Spike Shell, which seems pretty good. Give a minion 2/2. If it has taunt, add a copy to your hand. Living Seed, drawing a beast and reducing its cost. This card is incredibly good. Snare and Ward Nature, I would assume. Arbor Up Nature. I don't know. Honestly, it's a little bit awkward. Mark of the Wild, Landscaping, Wild Growth, Nourish. We don't have enough cheap thing. Well, Innervate. It's just, the thing is, it says another friendly minion, not a friendly minion. So it can't hit itself. So Guff seems a little bit scuffed to me. I don't think we're going to see too much of this. It seems cool. +2/+2. I just feel like it's a little bit too hard to actually pull it off. There's too many conditions. One, you have to have this guy on the board, and he's 4 health. He's kind of easy to get rid of. And 2, you have to have a nature spell in order to be able to get the value off of this. And maybe the nature spell costs too much or something, or maybe you don't want to run nature spells. And then you also have to have another minion on the board. So there's like 3 conditions. Yeah, Guff, have a minion, and have a nature spell that you're able to cast. So a little bit strange. Don't think it's going to see too much play unless we see some sort of heavy cycle nature spell deck. I do feel like maybe there's some sort of like OTK combo. What if you run a Wind Fury minion or something? Neutral Wind Fury minion. You play this. You play a bunch of Innervate. I don't know. The buff. What's the buffing one? Mark of the Wild. Wow. Yeah. What if you do like the Murloc with the Wind Fury or something? You stick that on the board. Then you go Guff, Innervate, Mark of the Wild. That actually could. I wonder if that's going to be a thing. Oh, there's some possibility for some cheese, but not too excited. Paralytic Poison. This seems okay. I think in Wild, maybe this is going to be busted. Generally, Rogue does not want to trade with things because it's gonna hurt them. They end up dying. But with Paralytic Poison, I guess it kind of incentivizes that. Plus, with the new weapon, the Swine Tusk Shank, if this gets 1 durability, and then now it has immunity, so I think you probably want to run 1 of these at least. But I don't know if you actually want to run 2. Seems good. Got to hit it on your weapon, and then also it is cheap. Very aggro rogue decks out there right now where you just run pen, cycle, cheap spells. So Paralytic kind of fits that that concept, and I think you would slot this in current rogue decks. Maybe, maybe not. But with the new weapon, I think you kind of want this. We got Warsong Envoy, 1 mana, 1/3. This seems bad to me. The Frenzy is gain 1 attack for each damaged character. So maybe you get a super wide board, you end up playing this, and it becomes, I don't know, it's a 12/2. Wow. It's just, it's so conditional. And generally, you want to play this early, right? You want to play it on turn 1 as a 1/3, as a dire mole. And maybe it trades into something that's a 2/1 or a 1/1. And then you end up getting plus, I guess, 2. I guess you get +2 attack, right? You trade this into a 1/1. Well, if you trade this into a 1/1, it only gets +1 attack because it's going to be the only damaged character. So it'll be a 2/2 at that point. Or if you trade it into a 1/2, it'll be 2 damaged characters. So it'll be a 3/2 at that point. It's just not that good. If your opponent does have a damage on their face, then I guess this will get an additional attack for that. It's just weird because this seems better late game when there's more minions on the board, or you're damaged and your opponent's also damaged. On turn 1, you don't really want to play it. It's a weird one, but it is a 1-drop that's a 1/3 with upside. So it's a good card. I just feel like I don't know how useful that's actually going to be. But we are seeing this sort of board-centric warrior archetype that they seem to be fleshing out. So maybe it does fit in there. Maybe it's just an archetype that's not out yet. Firemancer Flurgle, a 2 mana 2/3. After you play Murloc, deal 1 damage to all enemies. If there ends up being a poison Murloc like Toxfin, this is going to be absolutely insane. But Toxfin's gone, right? Thank goodness, because that would be stupid. So the Murlocs that are going to be in core, we have Tiny Fin, Tidecaller, Tidehunter, and Seer. We are losing War Leader, which is kind of a big deal for Murloc archetypes. That's kind of how you sealed the deal. For Ashes, I guess you can run Felfin in there, which is pretty good. For Skullomance, you can run Flyer. For Madness, you can run Magic Fin and the Crab Rider and Prize Vendor. I just don't think the cards are there yet. We do have Nofin can stop us as well. I think we need more Murlocs. They're probably going to introduce neutral Murlocs in this set, and I think we would need a couple solid ones in order to make this card actually played. The card itself is busted, but it doesn't have the support. I don't know. It kind of reminds me of maybe Slate. Like Slate's a really good card. It's just Hunter doesn't have the spell support behind it to make Slate good. So Flurgle seems insane, but I don't know if there's the possibility of a Murloc Shaman. But if there was, this would be an amazing card in that deck that you would definitely want. Varden Dawn Grasp. This card is so good. I think it goes in almost every mage deck. A 4 mana 3/3 with a Battlecry. Freeze all enemy minions. If any are already frozen, deal 4 damage to them instead. Frost Nova is gone. I believe Blizzard's gone as well. So this kind of fills that slot. And 1 more mana than Frost Nova, but a lot of upside because you do get a 3/3. And also if they're already frozen, deal 4 damage to them instead. So maybe we're going to get more freeze mechanics, or maybe you're just, you know, frostbolting something and then you're playing this. Okay, just kidding, not frostbolt, but like maybe you're coning into this. I don't know. I feel like that second condition isn't going to happen too often. But yeah, just playing Varden as a Frost Nova effect seems good. And then maybe following it up with like a Flame Strike later on or something. Yeah, an amazing card. Slower mage decks are going to play it. I think even aggro mage decks might play this as well. Maybe not. Okay, not aggro, but like mid-rangey or like secrety, that sort of stuff. We have Tavish Stormpike, a 3 mana 2/5. After a friendly beast attacks, summon a beast from your deck that costs 1 less. I think this is actually super good. We're gonna have things like Dire Frenzy. We're gonna have Bear Shark. We're gonna have Highmane. We need more beasts. But for example, you know, maybe you got tigers in your deck. This is probably not going to happen, but maybe you got tigers in your deck and then you got Highmanes also. Slap with the Highmane, it's going to pull the tiger. And then maybe you slap with the Highmane again, it pulls another tiger, or it pulls a teacher's pet. Or maybe you slap with the tiger and it pulls a 4-mana beast, which I cannot find. And then you slap with that 4-mana beast and it pulls a bear shark. So this seems really, really good to me. We do need to see what other beasts we get. We do have Mok'Nathal. Oh my gosh, this with rush beasts, pretty insane. If there ends up being a death rattle thing, like you attack with a Stranglethorn Tiger, right? And then that's gonna pull Mok'Nathal, and then you attack with Mok'Nathal, and that's gonna pull Zigzor. So yeah, I don't think you're playing this on 3 and trying to stick it. I think maybe you stick a Highmane, and then you punish your opponent by playing, you know, playing this, slapping their face, pulling a 5-drop beast, which might be Teacher's Pet. Maybe giving that a ride on a stick, and that pulls Mok'Nathal Lion, which, yeah, it won't have the death rattle effect, but it's still really good to pull that out from your deck. So looking for more strong beasts. See, with Skullomance, we do have the Bark Stripper. Maybe we finally see some Bark Stripper action. Some nice stripper action. Oh my god, it could pull the Trampling Rhino too. Oh, I feel like in some sort of rush deck, it's just absolutely busted. Yeah, so if you go stick a Highmane, play this, pull the Trampling to just chaining rush. I think it's going to be cool. I think Tavish is really good. I think people are sleeping on this card. I think most people think it's not great. I know I was streaming when this got revealed and people are like, oh, it's butt cheeks. No, it's not butt cheeks. Well, it's good butt cheeks. It's good. It's a good card. It's a good card. I like it a lot. And as we get more and more beasts, as more sets come out, I think that card gets even better. But yeah, right now we haven't really seen any beasts for this set. I mean, Sunscale Raptor, but I don't know if that really counts when considering Tavish. Cariol Romi. 4-mana 4/3 rush divine shield. Whenever this attacks, reduce the cost of a holy spells in your hand. All holy spells in your hand gonna get discounted when this attacks. It's obviously gonna attack when you play it, and if you're playing Libram, this is gonna discount those, right? Pretty dang insane. I don't think this card needs to be a thing, but yeah, like every paladin card is just, it's holy. Your quests or your secrets go down to 0 mana, not very good. Pursuit of Justice, maybe you're running Dude. This ends up being pretty dang good. Kings, Consecration, Equality, Rally, Day at the Fair. Yeah, I think this is gonna be, I feel like this is gonna be ran in like everything. As long as you're running some holy spells, you probably want to run this. It's almost like good enough even without that effect. A 4-mana 4/3 with Rush Divine Shield seems super good, super proactive. And yeah, that effect is insane because it requires removal. If your opponent does not remove this and you discount again, so freaking good, so freaking good. So this is an amazing card. Very strong legendary. Invigorating Sermon, 4-mana, give +1/+1 to all minions in your hand, deck, and battlefield. I think this is a little slow. Not good in Dude Pally, because it's not actually buffing your dudes unless they're on the board. But yeah, you play this and then you summon a dude. It's not very good. Of course, you know, this, discounting this, it ended up being pretty solid, but I don't think you're going to see too much Invigorating Sermon. This video is getting long, so I'm going to try and rush through these last ones. Veteran War Medic, 4-mana 3/2. After you cast a holy spell, summon a 2/2 medic with lifesteal. This seems insane to me because Libram is holy. So you could play this, put a bunch of Librams on it. It's going to summon a bunch of 2/2s with lifesteal. Why do they have to have lifesteal? I think even if they didn't have lifesteal, this was a pretty dang good card. I think we're going to see a lot of that. Or maybe it's just overkill in Libram. Grimoire of Sacrifice, 1-mana, destroy friendly minion, deal 2 damage to all enemy minions. This is really good because it's only enemy minions. So maybe we end up seeing more board-centric or little imp-centric demon warlocks where they just destroy a little demon. Like in the photo here, and do damage to all enemy minions. They are losing Dark Skies, which is really important for warlocks. So maybe this will kind of fill that void of a nice little board clear. I do think Dark Skies is a lot better than this, but well, the condition's a little hard to meet. But I think we'll be seeing some Grimoire. Tamsin Rome. Wait, Rome? Cariol Rome? Tamsin Rome? Cariol had pledged her allegiance to the Alliance, but when someone matching her long-lost sister's description was sighted at the crossroads, Cariol did the unthinkable. She abandoned her post and set out across the Barrens. One of the Alliance's most promising mages now is the Horde's most dangerous warlock. Wait, they're sisters? This one has Rush and Divine Shield and would kill this. Is she gonna kill her sister? Okay, anyway, 3-mana 1/3. The stats are terrible. Whenever you cast a shadow spell that costs 1 or more, add a copy to your hand that costs 0. I don't think this thing has to survive. It's not like spell burst. It's as soon as you cast a spell, not after you cast a spell, right? So if you even play this, it sticks, and then you play like a nether, I think you get a free nether in your hand. I'm not 100% sure, but that's how I'm gonna kind of judge the card. So I don't know, playing this and then what, Siphon Soul, I think that's still in the game, right? You end up getting it for 0 mana, and you don't have to play it that turn. You could pocket it for later. Now you have a 0 mana spell in your hand. Maybe you end up using it at a later time. This is so good. It's gonna be played in slower Warlock decks for sure, because god damn, that discount is huge. And the fact that it doesn't have to be played that turn, I think makes it even better. Even just using this to get a, using it on a 4 mana, a 5 mana spell is going to be super, super good. Even on a 2 mana spell, I think this might be solid. So this with the new penance, the new lifesteal penance thing, right? Because they made a penance for Warlock. So you just drain soul, whatever. 2 penance, and this effect stays. So they have to remove this thing. That's deals 6 damage, heal 6 for a 5 mana 2-card combo. That's really good. Okay. All right, this is an amazing card. We're seeing a lot of strong legendaries. Hopefully every class gets strong legendaries. A 4 mana soul rend spell here. Deal 5 damage to all minions. Destroy a card in your deck for each killed. This does not seem very good to me, unless there's an incentive to burn through your own deck, similar to, I guess, like Mechathune, right? I just don't see this being great. Destroys all the board. Discards your deck. When do you want to do that? Unless there's like a Togwaggle thing where you're swapping decks with the opponent, or like a Mechathune thing where you're trying to get through your deck AFAP. So I don't think you actually run this in any other deck. Maybe you run it as a one-of if the meta's right and you're seeing super aggro things, but you're gonna destroy your own deck. Discarding 3 is sometimes fine. Similar to tracking, people hated tracking, but finding the right card for the right situation is definitely worth it. So maybe we do see this depending on the meta. Bloodshard Bristleback, 3 mana 3/3. I don't like this card. Lifesteal Battlecry, if your deck contains 10 or fewer cards, deal 6 damage to a minion. If this could go face, I think I'd like this card because it'd be Fireball, but it has to hit a minion. I guess you're trying to chew through taunts with this. It does have lifesteal, so it will heal you. So in some sort of Zoolock that cycles very heavy, maybe this will be okay. But I feel like Zoolock is mostly going to go in the demon. Did my camera just mostly going to go in the demon direction where you want to use free admission. That's my idea anyway. You want free admission, pulling those discounted demons, and I'd rather run the Mosher than this for lifesteal if you do need a lifesteal. So I don't know. Maybe you end up running this in some sort of just control Warlock. Throwing out a 3/3 with lifesteal is maybe not terrible in the right matchup. And then also kind of waiting to do damage, use it as removal is not terrible. So Warlock does have tap. They're able to tap through their deck. So I don't see this in a zoo deck, but maybe some sort of control-y deck. Priest of Anshi, 5 mana 5/5 taunt battlecry. If you restored health this turn, gain 3/3. This is not a 5 mana 8/8. This is not a 5 mana 8/8. It's a 5 mana 5/5. Maybe a 6 mana 8/8, but you need to be able to heal if you use your hero power. At worst, this is a 7 mana 8/8 with taunt, which is not great, really. It's a little bit slow, but if you do manage to get this out earlier, it's pretty good. With that new corruptible card that can pull this at a discount, I guess that would be pretty good. That would be solid. So I don't know. Not too excited about Priest of Anshi. Mark of Spikeshell, 2 mana druid card. Give a minion +2/+2 if it has taunt. Add a copy to your hand. I could see this being very juicy for some taunt druid. If there ends up being like some sort of Hadronox card, or maybe even just using this on Lucent Bark. Sorry, not Lucent Bark. Greybow. God, I revealed the card. Greybow. Using this on Greybow, pretty good, right? Adding a copy to your hand, but it's also very slow. So the meta would have to be slow in order to see this played, because it adds a copy to your hand. You get to play next turn, but yeah, it's not great. But I love the flavor of it, and I think there's a way to make it quite good. I think depending on which taunts we see. But yeah, like an extra Greybow. If you end up making a Greybow deck, I'm probably going to shove this in with a Greybow deck and hope it works out. Flurry, 0 mana freeze. Random enemy minion upgrades when you have 5 mana. 2 random enemy minions, 3 random enemy minions. Wow, this works great with the whatever this card was called. I forgot the name. But yeah, this is good. A cheap spell. We do have to remember that Cyclone is gone. Mana Cyclone is gone. I think getting this randomly would be cool. 0 mana spells are often dangerous, I feel like, because they're so cheap, and using this when you have 10 mana is no joke. But I think you'd rather get this randomly. I don't think it actually deserves a spot in your deck unless you're doing some sort of miracle auctioneer get to the end of your deck thing. If they end up revealing some sort of Mechathune card in a Barrens themed expansion, I'm gonna lose my mind. But I don't think they'll do that. But maybe they know that they're gonna release some sort of Mechathune thing in the future. I wouldn't be surprised. They already brought back, they had Cthulhu, then Mechathune. What's next? I don't know. Living Seed. This card is very good. 2 mana, draw a beast, reduce its cost by 1, and then it'll reduce it by 2 and by 3 for the rankings. So this seems solid. Drawing a beast. Targeted draw is so good. So, being able to draw a beast discounted by 1. You can play a 4 mana beast on turn 3. Pretty good. And discounting by 2 and 3, these are both solid as well. But targeted draw, you're getting a beast. You're not getting a spell. You're not getting a minion. You're getting a beast. Well, I mean, a beast is a minion, but you know what I mean. You're getting a beast. You're not getting a non-tribe card. So seems very, very good to me. I think it's better than the one where you select the weight. What's that called? Choose the weight. Whatever. It seems good. But under the condition that you want to draw beasts. Is there going to be a beast druid? Maybe. And if there is, you're definitely going to run this. Pulls your teacher's pet. Kolkar Pack Runner, 2 mana, 2/3. After you cast a spell, summon a 1/1 hyena with rush. Swift Hyena. Wow. I don't think you actually like this card. Hunter generally struggles with running a lot of cheap spells, so you kind of want cheap spells in order to capitalize on this. I don't think, using this with a 3 mana, 4 mana spell, just summoning a 1/1 with rush doesn't seem that good unless you have something similar to the effect of a Leok, where you're like buffing all your beasts or something. It's not that great in my opinion. Maybe for like a super smorky aggro deck, running this with like Demon Companion could be good. Yeah, it could be good with Demon Companion. I guess it's not terrible, but I feel like there's just better cards to run than this Pack Runner. Oil Rig Ambusher, 4 mana, 4/4, Battlecry, deal 2 damage. If this entered your hand this turn, deal 4 instead. Very interesting, the text here, if it's entered your hand this turn, as opposed to if you drew this card this turn. Because with Secret Passage, you're technically not drawing a card, but it does enter your hand. So with the Secret Passage, this will be able to go face. It'll be Eviz with a 4/4 body. I think a lot of people aren't liking this deck. I see it as very similar to SI to me. This one more has one more stats, doesn't have the combo requirements, and if it entered your hand, it deals 4 instead. With Secret Passage being a thing, I feel like this is solid. This is not bad. I think people were telling me Jay Alexander doesn't like this card, so it's kind of hard to contest his opinion. I feel like this is an okay card. This is not bad. It's not bad. It can go face, can hit a minion, so it's a bit flexible there, and I like it. I like Oil Rig Ambusher. I think this is going to see a fair amount of play. Nothing Can Stop Us, a 3 mana shaman spell. Give your minions +1/+1. Give your murlocs an extra +1/+1. Again, I'm gonna go with my Fergurgle, whatever his name is, concept that I don't think shaman has enough murloc support right now to make a deck like this happen. Just not at the moment. They need more murlocs. If there's some good neutral murlocs, maybe 2 or 3, maybe 1 or 2 more shaman murlocs, then maybe this will be a thing. But at the moment, it just doesn't seem worth. But if you do have a murloc deck, I think this is gonna be worth. 3 mana +2/+2 is great. 3 mana +1/+1, not that good. No one really played the 1 mana card that would buff your board by +1/+1 for Overload 1. But if there's a Murloc deck, I think this'll see some play. But we're losing Angler, and I think Angler was so important. Yoink! Trump revealed this card. Discover a hero power instead. It costs a 0, swap back after 2 uses. This is really good. You're spending 1 mana and you're getting 4 mana worth of hero power, and maybe it's a better hero power Maybe you want some armor. Maybe you want to make some dudes. Maybe you need to tap. And now those are 0 mana. So this is not bad, but I don't think it warrants a spot in your deck just because of the randomness. Getting this randomly, great. You're going to be happy to choose this off of random effects, discover mechanics, totally fine. But actually deserving a spot in your deck, I don't think so. Even if you're running like an aggro, like the Penflinger Smork deck, you Penflinger, you can yoink, get the Penflinger back in your hand. I don't think it warrants a spot in your deck. Even though it is a good cheap card, I don't think it warrants a spot. So we have a Tame Beast. I love this card. 2 mana 2/2 with Rush, and then at 5 mana becomes a 4/4, and at 10 mana it becomes a 6/6. So a 2 mana 6/6, a 2 mana 4/4, amazing. And then a 2 mana 2/2, it's not bad. So I'm fine playing this on turn 2 because it does have Rush. If you're playing against an aggro deck, go ahead and play it. If you're playing against, you know, a slower deck, maybe you want to wait until it's a 2 mana 6/6. Totally up to you. Also works really good with what's his name, that Tavish Stormpike. So I mean, Tavish is in the dang photo, so yeah, really good. I think Condemn is really good. I think a lot of people were saying Condemn is not that great. 1 damage to all enemy minions, upgrades when you have 5 mana. So against things early game, this seems pretty good. You're going to be seeing 1 health minions, maybe 2 health minions, and being able to use Condemn to clean up like aggro rogue or something is good. 1 damage is kind of all you need sometimes. And maybe you're running a little bit of spell damage or something. Maybe not, but I still think this is fine. And then once you reach 5 mana, it's 2 damage, which is a Holy Nova that doesn't heal your side of the board, which is a good card for 4 mana. So the fact that this will be 2 mana, yeah, it doesn't heal your side, but it's also cheaper. Seems very good. And then 3 damage once you hit 10 mana. So I think this card is great. I think people are underrating this card. I don't play that much Priest, but I do think this is quite good value for 2 mana, doing a lot of decent AoE. You know, lacking in AoE maybe as a Priest. I think we're losing some AoE tools, so getting Condemned seems good. Horde Operative. Did I go over this already? Did I actually already go over Condemn? Maybe I did. All right, so going through the rankings here, just gonna say my brief thoughts. This video is way too long. Swineta Shank, I'm gonna give a 4 out of 5. Scabs, a 5 out of 5. Every rogue is gonna play this. Overload Sarfang, I'm gonna give maybe a 3. If we saw more good Frenzy minions, that could definitely change this. Conviction, I think, is okay. I'm also gonna give this a 3. Could see it played in aggro dude pallies, but other than that, it seems a little iffy. I don't know if you actually want to run this in your deck. Kargal Battlescar, I think this will be exciting to mess around with some Crossroads decks, but I'm gonna give this a 3 out of 5. Zyrella, 5 out of 5, amazing card. Rokara, I'm gonna give a 3 out of 5, almost a 4 out of 5. It's just, it doesn't seem like a current warrior archetype, so it's hard to wrap my head around this, but I think maybe if we see the other minions, this will be solid. Watch Post, I'm gonna give a 3 out of 5. This Watch Post, I'm gonna give a 4 out of 5. I think this is actually quite solid. We'll see a lot of this. Deathseeker Blackthorn, this thing is actually a 5 out of 5. It just doesn't have the support yet, but the card itself is busted. So it's between a 3 and a 5 as far as if it actually sees play. An amazing card. If they print more Death Rattle support for just even neutral Death Rattles, this would be busted. Barrens Blacksmith, don't like too much. Gonna give a 3. Vengeful Spirits, 2. If there is a Death Rattle archetype, I don't even know if you want to, well, you probably do want to run this, but I'm going to give this maybe a 2. I don't think this is that good. Maw the Rotting, I'm going to give this one a 3. The condition is a little bit hard to meet, but it's a good card if you manage to pull it off. Razormane Battle Guard, I think this is a 4 or a 5. I'm going to give it a 4. Sigil of Silence, I don't even know. A 2? Guff Rune Totem. I'm just worried this isn't going to see play. I'm going to give this, I think, a 2 as well. Paralytic Poison, I'm going to give a 4. I think we're going to be seeing a fair amount of this. I don't think it's like a staple 2 of, but it's very good for current rogue archetypes and also for, well, for the new weapon, the Shank. Envoy, I'm going to give maybe a 3 to a 4. I'm going to give it a 3. Flurgle, 5 out of 5. If there is a Murloc deck, this is busted, but there's not enough Murlocs at the moment, so maybe it's more like a 3. I don't think it's, you can't run this unless there's a Murloc Shaman, and there's just not the support for it yet. Varden Dawngrass, 5 out of 5, great card. I think you're going to see a lot of this until it rotates out. I think Tavish is also a 5 out of 5. I think people are sleeping on this thing. I think this is going to be great. I am kind of biased. I love Hunter. I'll probably craft this in gold. Carriel Rome, this card also 5 out of 5. I think we're seeing a lot of cards that are just going to be staples in several classes. Just so good. Rush Divine Shield. Even if you're running, just a few holy spells, this is great. Invigorating Sermon, I'm going to give a 1. I think this is one of the worst cards we've seen. Veteran War Medic, I'm going to give a 4. This is amazing. This is a great card. Not a 5, great, but still great, a 4 out of 5. Grimoire, I'm going to give a 3. Tamsin Rome, I need to learn how to say that. I'm going to give this a 5. I think this is amazing in slower Warlock decks, and I think with Jiraxis coming back, we're going to see slower Warlock decks, and you're going to be seeing Tamsin. Soul Rend. Oh, this is so weird because I don't think you want to get rid of your deck. I'm gonna give this maybe a 1. No, a 2. We'll give it a 2 because I could see it having some use cases. Bloodshard Bristleback. I'm gonna give this a 3. I feel like it can be played in slower Warlock decks, and I do think there's gonna be a slow Warlock deck. I just don't think it's a great card, and I think it's probably cuttable. But they are losing heal like Kartut. Kartut's gonna be gone, so maybe this will be the heal that Control Warlock will end up needing. Priest of Anshi, I'm gonna give this a 3 to a 2, 2.5. Mark of Spike Shell, I'm gonna give this a 2. In the current situations, I just don't. It's too slow. It's too slow. And I think in some sort of taunt druid, you probably want to be, I don't know, a bit more mid-rangey. Maybe they end up doing some sort of crazy thing that you really want back in your hand that's a legendary. Maybe this will end up going with that. Or yeah, maybe on a Grave Owl. Flurry, great card, but I don't think you actually want to run it in your deck. You'd be happy to get it randomly. I'm going to give it a 3. Living Seed, I'm going to give a 3 as well, drawing 1 card. Targeted draw is great. The discounts seem okay, but yeah, targeted draw, I just feel like this is going to be a great way to cheese a beast out that you really want. Pack Runner, I'm going to give this a 1, I think. Oh man, do I give this a 1? No, I'll give it a 2. I could see it being used, but we need more spells. If there ends up being a lot of cheap spells for Hunter somehow, then maybe we play this. Oil Rig Ambusher. I'm actually going to give this one a 4. I think we're going to see a lot of Oil Rig. It seems like Hearthstone's going to be a little bit more board centric. So being able to use this to remove something seems good. Also being able to use it on face seems good. Using it with Secret Passage seems good. 4. Nofin Can Stop Us. This would be like a 4 if there is a Murloc Shaman. Without Murloc Shaman, a 1, because you're not going to run this in anything that isn't a Murloc Shaman. So we need more Murloc support. Yoink. Do I give this a 3? Because I feel like it's good to get randomly, but I don't think you ever run this in your deck. So it's almost like it's a 0, but it's also a 3. Or it's a 1 because you don't want to run it. But it's a 3 because you're happy to get it. You know what I mean? And then Tame Beast, I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5. I like this card a lot. I think it can be ran in a lot of different Hunter decks. Aggro and slower mid-rangey ones. I think this is great in all of that. So yeah, there we go. I hope you guys enjoyed that. There was a lot to cover. Sorry I've been missing a few days because I was doing the expansion showdown with Solemn. We've been recording a lot, so be sure to check that series out also. Let me know what you think of this video. Be sure to give it a thumbs up if you like it and leave a comment, give me some feedback. Hope you guys enjoy. Good luck on ladder and stay hydrated.